Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. I apologize for the wet shirt. I'm schwitzing here. I am schwitzing. Anyway, it is hot in DC today, but this is even hotter. I want to say this to you. If you've never driven a real matching numbers, restored to the way it's supposed to be, Z28, you are missing out on one of the greatest muscle cars of all time. Everybody has their brand, whether you're a Mopar guy, a Chevy guy, Olds guy, Ford guy, whatever, AMC. But I'm telling you, Camaros are a great car. First off, I think they're beautiful to look at. Secondly, the motor in this car is spectacular. I don't know what it is about it because I know it's just a little bit smaller than the 350, but this thing makes so much more power than a typical 350, and it handles great, and it just rolls down the road. And then to find a car that's matching numbers and has documentation and has been restored and, I'm telling you, if you've been thinking about something like that, this is the way you get it, because you can drive this car this weekend, okay? This weekend, instead of waiting 2 or 3 years for somebody to restore you one for 2 or 3 times the price of what you'd have to pay for this. So anyway, come on up here. Let's talk about that for a second. So this is a real 71 coated Lemans Blue car. When I say authentic, meaning this is the way this car rolled off the showroom floor circa 1969. There's the black stripes in there. You know, a lot of these cars have white stripes, and you can go either way with this. With the black interior, it looks great. Lemans Blue paint, okay? You can see the colors. You can see what time it is. Those are the kinds of things that you should be doing and when you're looking at other cars online, all right? New stainless, new chrome, new headlights, the Z28 callouts. This right here, tires alone, $1,300 worth of tires. These are real, the replicas of the Firestone Wide Ovals that you could have got that year. You had 2 different choices of tires depending on what they had at the factory at the time. This is the choice on this car here, and these are made to be authentic looking. So if you're going to go to a show or something like that, this is the way you'd want it. Hidden inside here is disc brakes, all right? And another thing, real metal center caps. You know, they sell reproduction center caps that are plastic. A lot of people don't know that. Real polished trim rings. I believe that the wheels are the correct coated wheels for this car. I don't have them on my hand, but I'm pretty certain that these are, but I don't want to swear by it, which makes it even greater. But as you look down this car, this is important on Camaros because they are unibody cars, and people are not really great at lining up or putting on new quarter panels. When a car has original style sheet metal, everything still lines up really nicely, and you get this. You get that great sound and close of the door, okay? Cowl induction hood with a working cowl induction flapper door inside there. A lot of people don't know the Z28 has a real flapper door. It's the door before the 70 Chevelle got their door at the top. This is designed here to keep rain and water and things like that. So when you get on the gas, that door opens and that fresh air hits the windshield, comes on in, and you're getting even more power. They're rated at 290 horsepower. Most people estimate these to be 350 to 375. And with a little bit of fine tuning, man, it's not uncommon to hear people getting 400 horsepower out of a 302, which is pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's take a peek under the hood, because when you're talking about cars that are legendary, we need to know, like, what made them legendary. Well, we know we've read and see, and maybe you saw one go down the road and what have you, but to be able to take it down the road and hear the solid lifter camshaft and things like that, and maybe have it really authentic, this is kind of the way you want it. The only thing that we haven't done on this car here is we have a battery topper for it. I didn't get a chance to put that on yet. Normally we do that and we put that right over here. Okay, but so as you walk around here, you'll see things that are important. For instance, like the chalk marks on the firewall right there. Things like these tower clamps, GM hoses, the correct decals and things like that. The insulation the way it's supposed to be, all right? Dual horns. You say, well, what's the big deal about dual horns? Well, let me tell you what. The reason these look so nice is because it has the horns there. 9 times out of 10, there's no horn at all. And I don't know if you've ever driven a car or a motorcycle or whatever where the horn's not functioning. It's a pretty scary proposition. I dwell on these things because that's the kind of car we're trying to deliver you. Kind of a turnkey car that you can go to a local show, or you can just go out for a cruise with the family and do whatever. The fact that this car is matching numbers, all right, still original. It has the protector plate with it too to authenticate the car even farther is even better, all right? Now, you could have gotten headers from the dealer back in the day, so it's okay to put headers on a car like this. It's got the big fan in it, it's got the big brakes in it, and it's just, I don't know, just a really great car and just beautifully done. Got the cowl induction air cleaner there, and I like all of that. All right, let's check out the trunk. All right, so this is kind of cool here, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the trunk mat out so you could see it. You say, well, why are you taking the trunk mat out? Well, because there's a lot of hidden things under cars that people don't see. I want to show you that stuff, all right? So you got the correct jacking instructions here and the warning here because this car had Posi-Traction. But the real reason I wanted to take this out here is because I wanted you to see how deep these ribs are. This has had a new trunk pan put in it, and it's done the proper way as well. It's all new, and this way it's not hidden. See, a lot of people will go ahead and then splatter coat a trunk and think that it looks great, but you'll see that you don't see the ribs in there because there's all this mud and filler and things like that. And I think this case here, you get to see, wow, that is a really solidly built car. Wow, he kept closing the door. Wow, the doors really close well. Wow, the hood fits well, right? Wow, this car sounds good. Wow, look at that car go down the road. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Wow. Okay, so let's look at some of the detail inside here, and I'll show you what I feel makes for a little bit nicer car, and then you can also make your own decision and decide from there as well. But the one thing I want to say to you is this. That's what I wanted to say to you. This car is tight. You're not talking about a rattly car. Some of these old cars, you hit a bump, man, you swear they're going to come apart. This car is solid, it's built well, and the detail stuff is here, and here's how you know all those things. So for instance, like the green lighting on the dash here. It's correct, it shines down onto the gauges, okay? This is showing 1,063 miles since the restoration. Has the console gauges there. It's got original style AM radio inside the car, okay? The 3-spoke steering wheel here. It's got the pedal dress up, so it has original style pedals, but with the trim around them, which makes them look a little bit nicer. And again, like I said, the gauges, you got the battery with volts, temperature gauge, oil, and the fuel gauge is moved from here to here if you get the console gauges. And instead of getting a clock here, there's a tachometer there, which I think looks great. Got to have a console. I see a lot of Z28s without consoles. The truth of the matter is, if this car had come with no console, I'd have put a console in it because I'm a console person. I just think it finishes the whole car and kind of sets it apart from just being like a big 6-passenger interior car. It's more like kind of a muscle car. As we close up the video, you know, we talked about a lot of the things that I felt were important on the car. Hopefully you feel the same way. For instance, this is an original Lemans Blue car. It's an original DZ302 in the car. It's got the Muncie 4-speed in it. It's got Posi-Traction rear. It's got the correct black interior, the console gauges, the lights, the AM radio, even the period correct tires and the real metal center caps. I ramble on about that stuff because those are the expensive items that help you get the kind of car that you have to go to a show if you want to. And even if you don't want to go to a show, this is what helped these cars have resale value and continue to go along as investments and things like that. Anyway, if you can find a way to get a 69 Z28 in your life, call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.